What is up, everybody? Happy Friday to you. We made it. I'm sorry, I didn't really bother to do too much to my hair. I like the wild look, anyways. But, you know, I've been looking, there's two stories that have my attention, and maybe I'll do a live stream later to talk more in depth to see what you guys think as well. But I just feel like we live in such an unaccountable world. We live in a victim junkie world. And I think we live in this world where people don't know what to do with themselves, or they're like wild animals, if you will. So one of the stories that caught my attention recently was one that was local. So on the Detroit East Side, there was a woman who decided to kill her manager, a mother of six, single mother of six. I think the father was in jail. Single mother of six killed McDonald's manager because she was, obviously working with an employee that had mental illness. And whatever the root cause of her mental illness was, she was a mentally ill person in society. And, back in the day, they used to have institutions for people like her, people who display erratic behaviors, people who were perceived as a possible threat to themselves and other people. There are institutions for those people, but again, we're trying to normalize all kinds of crazy things and integrate all kinds of sick people, mentally ill people into societies. And so these are the scenarios that we're going to see more and more. But I see so many individuals on social media trying to justify what that girl did to that woman. And here's the thing, if you have a leadership position, it is always good to be conscious of how you are treating people and understanding, the value that the people on your team have to the overall functionality of the team, and not going out of your way to abuse or flex your power on the people that you lead in any kind of way. Because if this situation should teach anybody who's in leadership, is you do have to mind how you treat people. Not saying that what that girl did was right. And I think that the people who are justifying what she did as being right need to be examined themselves. Um, but you do have to be mindful that in this society, we do have a lot of mentally ill people, people who are unhinged, unreconciled. They weaponize mental health issues. They clutch on to victimhood. We have people like that in society. And a lot of these people will try to set up scenarios for why they do the wicked things that they do. And knowing these people exist, it does, force us to have to handle the people that we deal with care, and caution, and a little common sense as well, and self-control. But there's no justification for what that girl did, even how she's trying to set up the why, for what she did, and the people who are weird and mentally ill as well. They're just eating it up like popcorn. The bottom line is employment is at will on both ends. Whether you are the employer or the employee, employment is at will. So if you don't like your manager, you are dealing with an individual who is creating a hostile work environment for you, then you go through the necessary chains, processes to try to mitigate that within the workforce. But if you see that this is not the situation is not being mitigated within the corporation right after you have documented complaints, and this is when you leave the situation. Your mental health, your stability should be more than even an income, because money's going to come. Maybe it'll be harder to find a job. Maybe you have to take the L on unemployment and losing income, but at least you will have your mental sanity. And again, if you're a person who prepares for life in some degree and you actually save money, perhaps you will have enough money saved to get you even through that loss of income period. But employment is at will. And I see a lot of these young, mentally ill, low self-esteem, low value people trying to justify what that little demon did to that woman. And there's no justification for it. If you feel like somebody is bullying you, or they're putting you in a position where you're uncomfortable, you leave the situation. You remove yourself from this situation if that is it within your control. And some people will say, well, oh, she needed the job and people got to live. Yes, they do. But I'd rather be going out and doing any other job than working under the management of somebody who thinks that it's okay to bully me every day if that is what she was going through. That girl from her video seemed like she was mentally unhinged beyond the work environment. And I think that's something that we need to be conscious of as well. The other situation that caught my attention is that CEO um, who was recently caught at the Coldplay concert, supposedly with someone from the HR, and they were cozied up, looking like they were just booed up. And, as much as that situation is amusement for people who are outside looking in, because it's like, aha, any victims of cheating, you're like, aha, you're caught red handed. You can't even lie about it. You can't even lie about it, right? But I think, as aha and funny as this may seem outside looking in, the sad part is there are families involved. Both of these people are married. Both of these people, I think, have children. And so they did not just take the L on their own embarrassment. Their embarrassment actually trickled down and trickles out into their family. So I do pray for the family, just because they're going to be dealing with all this viral embarrassment until it dies down. And it's very unfortunate. But this man, is trying to play the victim like you go to a public concert with jumbotrons and that you may not get the risk of being on one. Talking about it was a private moment. No, it wasn't a private moment, bro. You were in the public engaging in PDA with somebody that was not your wife. And you can't play the victim on this. And this is what some people do when they're making poor decisions. And I saw this, and girl, what you say? I want this therapist to say it. Y'all listen to her, because she's right. And this is so many people in society today. It's like they make these poor decisions concurrently until they get caught. And then once they get caught, now all of a sudden they are a victim of their own decision. So listen to a homegirl, because I think that she gives a really good take.
By now, if you're on social media, you've seen the video of the couple, the married man and woman who were apparently having an affair with each other, and them being put on blast by Chris Martin of Coldplay at the concert.
I love Coldplay.
Social media.
I do. They're a good band. And he dipped down real quick. And she's like, oh my God.
It fascinates me for so many different reasons. First of all,
they're going to be.
There's a lot of collateral damage. The spouses of these two,
the employees,
the families, lots of
even the employees.
One of the things I share with my clients is that we have to be very careful doing things that we know is not on the up and up, because the more often we do things, I don't care what that is,
amen,
we start to normalize it. We start desensitizing ourselves to things that we know are morally or ethically wrong, and before long, if we're called to the carpet on it, we start viewing ourselves as the victim, because there's a
and that's exactly what he did.
When you do something often enough and there's no consequence in it. In the statement the CEO gave today discussing how he felt victimized by being put on that jumbotron proves my point.
He goes, yeah, I'm sorry. He goes, he's expressing how troubling it was that private moment. It's like, bro, you were in the public. You are not the victim here. You are not the victim here. And this is like one of the things that really irritates me about people is before you make a decision, you need to ask yourself, will this decision impact more than me? And if it does impact multiple people beyond you, then you may want to reconsider making that decision. It's really that simple. So I pray for everybody involved in this situation. It's unfortunate. I especially pray for the spouses and the kids who have to deal with this embarrassment with those two individuals. And hopefully the internet, which has always never been kind, hopefully they will dial it down, at least in the service of the spouses and the kids who definitely have to make some decision. I saw somewhere on Facebook where the wife of the CEO had recently changed her name. And I'm like, shoot, girl, you better go get that payout. Whatever you can get, shoot, move on. He ain't that fine anyway. He ain't fine at all. So you go ahead, girl, and you get that payout and you get you a new man. But anyways, you guys, let me know what you think about this conversation. I will try to do a live stream later when things die down. I know it's been a while since I've done one, and I miss you guys. I do. I do. Shout out to Neo. Shout out to all of my moderators who probably abandoned me because I am just so inconsistent. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyways, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will catch you on the next one. And maybe I will do a live stream tonight. I don't know. It's just I've been overstimulated lately with moving, decorating, gardening. Y'all know how I be. But anyways, you guys have a wonder. And my kids, like the summer school. My daughter's in orchestra camp. My son, he's doing summer school. So it's like, yeah, lots of stuff. Anyways, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.